Have you ever finished dinner, gone to bed feeling perfectly fine, and then found yourself waking up several times during the night to use the bathroom, or feeling bloated, thirsty, or unusually tired the next morning? Many men assume that's simply part of getting older, but in some cases, what you eat in the last few hours before bed may play a role in disrupted sleep, nighttime discomfort, or blood sugar fluctuations. Today, we're looking at 7 common foods that may be worth limiting before bedtime, especially if you're over 60. Welcome to Men's Health Today. I'm Dr. Natalie Reid, and every week I share practical, evidence-based information to help men over 50 make informed decisions about their health. My goal isn't to replace your doctor. It's to help you better understand your body and the questions you may want to discuss with your healthcare provider. Before we begin, a quick reminder. This video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you have a medical condition or take prescription medications, always speak with your healthcare professional before making significant changes to your diet or lifestyle. Let me tell you about someone we'll call David. David is 68 years old. He considered himself reasonably healthy. He walked most mornings, tried to eat balanced meals, and rarely missed his annual checkup. But over several months, he noticed a pattern. Nearly every night, he woke up multiple times. Some mornings he felt sluggish, even after spending 8 hours in bed. He assumed aging was the only explanation. When he discussed his routine with his healthcare provider, they looked at more than just his medications. They also reviewed what he was eating in the evening. While no single food was solely responsible, a few simple dietary adjustments, combined with guidance from his clinician, helped reduce some of the factors that may have been affecting his sleep and nighttime comfort. That's why the timing of what we eat can matter, especially as we get older. Let's begin with the first food. Food number 1, pizza. Pizza is one of the most popular evening meals around the world. It's convenient, satisfying, and often a family favorite. But late at night, it can be less than ideal for some older adults. Many pizzas combine 3 things that can contribute to discomfort before bed. First, they're often high in saturated fat. Fat slows stomach emptying, meaning food may stay in the stomach longer. For some people, this can increase the likelihood of indigestion or acid reflux when lying down. Second, pizza can contain large amounts of sodium. High sodium meals may increase thirst and contribute to temporary fluid retention. Drinking more fluids late in the evening can, in turn, increase nighttime trips to the bathroom. And third, heavily processed meats commonly used as toppings, such as pepperoni or sausage, are often high in both salt and saturated fat. If you enjoy pizza, you don't necessarily have to give it up. Consider having it earlier in the day, choosing smaller portions and opting for vegetable toppings and lighter cheese when possible. Now the second food surprises many people because it's often marketed as a healthy snack. Food number 2, ice cream. Ice cream is comforting, especially after dinner. However, many varieties contain a combination of added sugars and saturated fat. A large serving shortly before bedtime may lead to rapid rises and falls in blood sugar, particularly in people with diabetes or prediabetes. For some individuals, these fluctuations can contribute to nighttime discomfort or leave them feeling less refreshed the next morning. If you're craving something sweet in the evening, consider a smaller portion or alternatives such as plain yogurt with berries, depending on your individual dietary needs and any advice from your healthcare provider. Coming up next, we'll look at a food that's in millions of kitchens, and many people don't realize how it can affect sleep when eaten late at night. Before we continue, I want to mention something important. None of these foods are bad on their own. In fact, many can fit into a healthy diet. What we're talking about is timing, portion size, and how aging changes the way our bodies process food. That's an important distinction. Food number 3, spicy foods. If you enjoy spicy food, you're certainly not alone. Hot wings, spicy curries, chili sauces, and heavily seasoned dishes are favorites for many people. But eating very spicy meals shortly before bedtime can cause problems for some individuals. As we age, the muscles that help keep stomach contents where they belong may become less effective. Combined with lying flat after a large evening meal, this can increase the likelihood of acid reflux or heartburn in susceptible people. Capsaicin, the natural compound that gives chili peppers their heat, may also make some people feel warmer. That slight increase in body temperature isn't dangerous, but it may make it harder for certain individuals to fall asleep comfortably. Another factor is digestion. Highly seasoned meals can sometimes irritate sensitive stomachs, especially in people who already have digestive conditions such as gastroesophageal reflux disease, often called GERD. If you love spicy foods, you don't necessarily have to eliminate them. Many people tolerate them very well. Instead, consider enjoying them earlier in the day rather than just before bedtime, and pay attention to how your own body responds. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach to nutrition. The next food surprises many people because they think it's one of the healthiest things they can eat. Food number 4, chocolate often carries a healthy reputation, especially dark chocolate, and that's not entirely undeserved. Dark chocolate contains antioxidants and can be part of a balanced diet. The problem isn't necessarily the chocolate itself, it's when and how much you eat. Many people don't realize that chocolate naturally contains small amounts of caffeine and another compound called theobromine. These substances can have mild stimulating effects. For some people, especially those who are sensitive to caffeine, eating chocolate shortly before bedtime may make it harder to fall asleep or stay asleep. Milk chocolate often contains more added sugar as well, which can contribute to blood sugar fluctuations in people who are susceptible. Another thing to remember is portion size. It's very easy to eat several large pieces while watching television in the evening. What starts as one square can quickly become half a bar. If you enjoy chocolate, consider having a modest portion earlier in the afternoon instead of right before bed. And if you're choosing dark chocolate, look for varieties with less added sugar. But remember that even dark chocolate can contain caffeine. Small changes like this may not transform your sleep overnight, but over time they can become part of a healthier evening routine. We're halfway through the list. The next 3 foods are the ones I discuss most often with men over 60 because they frequently appear in everyday dinners. One of them is sitting in many refrigerators right now, and most people never suspect it could interfere with a comfortable night's sleep. Let's take a look. Food number 5. Processed meats, bacon, sausage, pepperoni, deli meats. If there's one food category I encourage men over 60 to pay closer attention to, it's processed meats. I'm talking about foods like bacon, sausage, pepperoni, hot dogs, and many packaged deli meats. These foods are convenient and flavorful, but they're also often high in sodium and saturated fat. A high sodium meal in the evening may increase thirst. Many people naturally drink more water afterward, which can contribute to additional nighttime bathroom visits. Some processed meats are also heavily seasoned, making them more likely to cause indigestion or heartburn in certain individuals. Another consideration is overall dietary pattern. Research has linked diets high in processed meats with a greater risk of several chronic health conditions over time. That's one reason many health organizations recommend limiting processed meat consumption, rather than relying on it as a daily staple. That doesn't mean you can never enjoy bacon at breakfast or a sandwich with deli meat. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is balance. One practical strategy is to reserve processed meats for occasional meals and choose fresher protein sources, such as grilled chicken, fish, beans, or eggs, more often. Small, consistent choices usually have a much greater impact than dramatic short-term changes. The next food isn't unhealthy for everyone. In fact, many people consider it one of the healthiest foods available, but timing makes all the difference. Food number 6, citrus fruits. Oranges, grapefruit, lemons, and other citrus fruits are excellent sources of vitamin C and many important nutrients. They're certainly not foods you need to avoid completely. However, eating large amounts of citrus fruit shortly before lying down may not be ideal for everyone. Citrus fruits are naturally acidic. For people who already experience acid reflux or heartburn, eating acidic foods immediately before bedtime may worsen symptoms. This isn't because citrus is unhealthy. It's because gravity helps keep stomach contents where they belong while we're upright. Once we lie down, stomach acid can more easily move upward in some individuals, particularly those already prone to reflux. If you've noticed heartburn after eating oranges, grapefruit, or orange juice late at night, try moving those foods earlier in the day and see whether your symptoms improve. If symptoms persist, it's worth discussing them with your healthcare provider because frequent reflux deserves proper medical evaluation. We've reached the final food on today's list, and honestly, it's probably the one I see most often in evening routines. Many people believe they're making a healthy choice, but depending on the portion, the ingredients, and the timing, it may not be helping them sleep as well as they think. Let's look at the final food. Food number 7, sugary soft drinks. The final item on today's list is something many people don't even think about as food. It's sugary soft drinks. Whether it's regular soda, sweetened iced tea, energy drinks, or sugary fruit beverages, these drinks can contain large amounts of added sugar. Some also contain caffeine, which may make it more difficult for certain people to fall asleep. Drinking sweetened beverages late in the evening may also increase thirst and encourage additional fluid intake before bed. Combined with their sugar content, that can contribute to more nighttime bathroom trips for some individuals. If you have diabetes or prediabetes, large amounts of added sugar may also make overnight blood sugar management more challenging. Every person's response is different, which is why it's important to follow the advice of your healthcare team. If you're thirsty in the evening, water is often the simplest choice. Herbal teas that do not contain caffeine may also be suitable for many people, depending on their health conditions and any medications they take. The goal isn't to remove every enjoyable food or drink from your life. It's to make choices that help your body rest and recover overnight. Let's quickly review today's list. We discussed pizza, ice cream, spicy foods, chocolate, processed meats, citrus fruits, sugary soft drinks. Remember, this isn't a list of foods that everyone must avoid forever. It's a reminder that timing matters, especially as we get older. Many men notice improvements in comfort or sleep simply by eating earlier, choosing lighter evening meals, and paying attention to how their own body responds. Healthy aging isn't about perfection, it's about making small, sustainable changes that fit your lifestyle. And if you're experiencing ongoing sleep problems, frequent nighttime urination, persistent heartburn, or unexplained fatigue, don't assume it's just old age. Those symptoms deserve a conversation with your healthcare provider, as they can sometimes be signs of treatable medical conditions. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me. I hope this video has given you practical information you can use to make informed choices about your evening routine. If you found it helpful, please consider subscribing to Men's Health Today. Every week, I share clear, evidence-based information designed specifically for men over 50, covering topics such as heart health, prostate health, healthy aging, nutrition, diabetes, hormones, and everyday habits that can support a healthier life. I'd also love to hear from you. Which of these foods surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.